This is from Giacomo Leopardi, the Canti, with a selection of his prose, translated with an introduction by J.J. Nichols. I'm reading from his diary, Leopardi's diary, also known as the Zibaldone, on the effects of sound. What I have said elsewhere about the effects of light or of visible objects with regard to the concept of the infinite can be applied equally to sound, to singing, and to all that depends on the sense of hearing. Pleasing in itself, that is, for no other reason but a vague and indefinite idea which it calls up, is a song, even the most paltry, heard from afar, or which seems to be distant without being so, or which is fading gradually into the distance and becoming inaudible, or even vice versa, but less so, or which is so distant, apparently or really, that ear and conception almost lose it in the vastness of space. Any sound which is confused, especially if the confusion is brought about by distance, a song heard in such a way that the place from which it comes is not seen, a song which resounds in a vaulted room, etc., so long as you are not in that room. The song of farm workers in the open countryside, which is heard sounding through the valleys, without, however, the singers being seen, and likewise the lowing of herds, etc. When one is indoors and hears such songs or sounds on the street, particularly at night, one is more sensitive to these effects, because neither the sense of hearing nor any other sense manages to define or circumscribe the sensation and its concomitants. Any sound, even the most humble, is pleasing when it spreads far and wide, as in some of the instances mentioned, especially if the object from which it comes is not seen. To these considerations, the pleasure which can be and is given when fear does not overcome it, by the noise of thunder, especially the more hollow it is, when it is heard in open countryside, the rustling of wind, especially in the instances mentioned, when it quivers confusedly in a forest, or among the various objects of the countryside, or when it is heard from a distance, or inside a city when one finds oneself on the street, etc. Because, apart from the vastness and the uncertainty and confusion of the sound, the object which produces it is not seen, for thunder and wind are not seen. A place which echoes is pleasing, an apartment, etc., which multiplies the trample of feet or the voice, etc., because the echo is not seen, etc. And all the more vast the place and the echo are, the more the echo comes from a distance, the more it spreads, and the more still, if there is, in addition, the darkness of the place, which does not permit one to determine the vastness of the sound, or the points from which it comes, etc., etc. Night, or the image of night, is the most appropriate thing to reinforce, or even to produce, the said effects of sound.